or as they claim it is bladder prostate issues. So I include these two together because it's similar mechanism and it's similar problems that arise as you get older, but that's not really age dependent. It's something else going on. So over time, what happens with people is they start complaining about the bladder, for example. Mostly women, they start having bladder problems, incontinence, this urgency to go. Sometimes they have problem holding it. The muscles get weak. It might leak a little bit when you cough or sneeze. And it's similar problems with the prostate in guys. People over time, or guys over time, will have a prostate that is more enlarged, pushing at the bladder and having incontinence and issues going to the bathroom. So one thing that we don't talk about is why is that? When you go see your medical doctor, typically they just give you some type of medications, try to control that, but it never works. I mean, I have people who come to me and they try and it doesn't work. It just does not work. The actual reason of this, of why people start having issues with the prostate and the bladder, it's because of chlorine. So chlorine, it's a family that includes chlorine. Of course, it includes fluoride and bromide. So these are the three most important members of this family, and you find them mostly in water. Okay, chlorine, it is added to tap water, swimming pool. Fluoride is added to water, and then bromide is used instead of chlorine sometimes in swimming pool. So all of these have similar mechanism in the body. So what happened is your prostate and your bladder are organs that needs a lot of iodine. Okay, we all know that iodine is needed for your thyroid, for example. We hear that all the time is your thyroid needs iodine to function. But we never talk about what are the other organs of the body that needs iodine. So we have the thyroid, of course, we have your brain that needs iodine. Your skin is actually the organ that needs the most iodine, and then the bladder, prostate. So what happens when you are contaminated by these different members of this family of chlorine, fluoride, and bromide is they accumulate into these different organs, and it blocks really the absorption of iodine. So they have similar mechanisms of absorption. So chlorine, for example, found in tap water, blocks, once in the bladder, blocks the absorption and the transport in the tissues of the bladder. So over time, because you don't have iodine in the bladder or prostate, you start having weaker muscles, and thereof you have issues holding in. You have this urgency going on. You have this problem with your bladder or your prostate. So the goal here is to address chlorine. I had a patient in her elderly, actually, she was in her 70s, and she started having bladder problems, major problem with her bladders for years and years and years and years. And she would go to doctors and take different medications, and it would help and it would not help, in a way that there was some improvement, but not really any fix in the bladder. So what we found, not too surprisingly for me, because I know what's going on with the bladder, so we found a chlorine poisoning. So she would swim in the summer to get active because her doctor said, you need to swim. It's a good workout, it's a good exercise, it's good for your bones. So she would swim fairly regularly, and the chlorine over time got into her body, shutting down her thyroid, shutting down her bladder, affecting her brain, actually. So she had some chlorine poisoning affecting her body. And the answer was fairly simple for us, is we gave her some herbs to detox the chlorine out. And after a few months of detoxing and stopping swimming, so you have to address the exposure to the toxin, and in her case it was chlorine. So we recommend her not swim anymore, do some walking, do something else, and we gave her something to detox, and her blood or function went back to normal. Okay, it was really easy. She didn't need any meds. She didn't need anything, and now she's good. So that's my point. Is when your doctor say, yeah, it's normal to get bladder issues as you get older. That's not quite the case. That's just not true to me. And there's a reason why do we have problems with your bladder or your prostate. In this case, it's chlorine. Same thing with the prostate. So the prostate needs a lot of iodine, lots of iodine. And typically what happens is it's chlorine interfering with the absorption of iodine in the prostate. I see that all the time. People, guys in their 40s, 50s, and sometimes I see people in their 30s having a chlorine or fluoride issue stuck in the bladder, and the iodine cannot go in, and then you start having prostate problem, which can lead to ED in guys, for example. So in this case, it's fairly good and easy to do. It's just detox the prostate. So if you have an high PSA, most likely that's what's going on. So high PSA means there's inflammation in the bladder, the prostate, and most likely the prostate is enlarged. And over time, when you have a high PSA, it is believed that it can lead to cancer. So there's a concern when it comes to prostate cancer, and it's fairly easy to fix. I've done it so many times that we detox the prostate, give them some iodine, and things are back to normal. Actually, I have a guy who came months ago with a really high PSA, so the prostate was inflamed, was enlarged. They wanted to take it out, and the wife said, no, let's try to save it, to have something natural, because when you remove an organ, you have problems after that. So they came to me, and then we look at it. It was simply a food issue, a chlorine issue. We cleaned the diet, detox the chloride. And the guy was a swimmer as well. So the problem solved. So PSA is back to normal, prostate is back to normal size, everything is fine. My point is that chlorine, fluoride, and bromide are highly toxic. We shouldn't be exposed to that. It's typically they are coming from water, tap water, swimming pools. So I do not recommend to swim because swimming pool has a lot of toxin. We are talking about chlorine, fluoride, bromide, but it can have parasites and different things in them, in those different pools. And you make sure that you drink reverse osmosis or some type of system to remove all those different toxins. So water from tap has about 1,000 different types of toxins, like pesticide, mercury, parasites, bacteria, different things. So you need to make sure that you drink good quality water. Otherwise, you drink every day of water and you poison. You make your body toxic with all those different toxins from the water. So water is really the foundation of life. You all know that we need to drink, but it has to be good quality. So I hope it makes sense. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can write a comment below. Thank you for watching.